All right. Now
No, go
that
ahead.
I have your permission, over here. Let's just we just kind of wing this. Just kind of like you're on the
Yeah,
spot.
let's just talk casually. Let's just pretend the camera's not
Yeah.
even rolling. Cause
Well,
like,
wait.
yeah.
What should we name this then? What should like the name be for this?
Uh, howlova and Fish 21 commit a 21.
What is that even?
Wait. I gotta. Wait. I actually have a smart thing. Wait. Let me search up something. Wait. I have an idea.
All right.
Okay.
Oh wait. I was thinking
Okay.
something stupid like the wolf and the fish or something like that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. We're gonna do howlova and Fish 21 in the 8.
What do you mean by the eighth?
Let's add numbers because what they do. No, so H is, which is the first initial of Halova, is the eighth letter in the alphabet. So where's Halova? No, okay. Let's call it fish. Fish. Like Halova 21, something like that. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll think of something, and I'm
Me too.
just gonna
I'll
implement it.
help you with that.
I was thinking of something like how. Wait. So wait. Your profile picture is like a wolf, right?
Yeah, it's
All right.
actually not a wolf. It's some weird species, but yeah.
Wait. Okay. Because I was thinking like the fish and the wolf or something like that. Something stupid like
Skull,
that.
skull in the fish, because there's a skull on my
Okay.
thing's
Skull and the
head.
fish. I guess. Yeah. I guess we
Skull
could
in the
work with
fish.
that. I guess you could go with
Yeah.
like skull and the fish. All right.
No, bone in the fish.
Bone.
Bone in.
Bone and the fish.
No, call it fish bones. That's
You know
good.
what?
Yes,
Fishbone. Yeah. You know. Sure. Why not?
fish bones. It makes sense. I used to choke on a fish bone. By
What?
the
Like all the time,
way.
like every time you ate fish, you would like choke on the fish bone?
No. Okay, so did I tell you I choked on a fish or no?
No, you've never told me the story of like choking on a fish bone.
Okay, so when I was 9, my mom, so she just came back from the hospital, so she was like really, I forgot what she had to be in the hospital for, but she was like really sick. And the thing is, I didn't know how to like take off bones off of my fish. So the thing is, so she was taking it off for me, and obviously she's sick. She's not in like the right state of mind, but she was taking it off for me. And then after I was eating it, and I choked on a fish bone, and it really hurt, like literally.
Yeah,
And then
go ahead.
it took like 30 minutes to take it out. My mom had to use tweezers
Oh
to
my
take the bone.
god. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know like you almost died because of a fish bone. I was just gonna say how like sometimes it's like really painful because like you just get the like sharp pain in your throat and it's just like
Yeah, it
that.
really hurts. And the thing is, we were trying to like swallow. I was trying to swallow it too because they were like saying, "Oh, like eat like acidic foods, like oranges and like grapes, so it can soften the bone and like go through your throat easier." And then my
Yes.
mom like, yeah, she took out tweezers and I cleaned out my mouth. There's like blood in my throat, so
Oh,
yeah, that's
I did not know
yeah.
that happened. I usually just like take it out with my hands, but like I know you're like you're a germaphobe, so you probably didn't want to do that. Were you a germaphobe like 8 or like 9 when
No, I don't
this
think.
way?
No, I was at home. When I'm at home, like I'm like everything is
Oh,
clean. Like I don't care.
all
Yeah,
right.
like
It's just when you're
yeah,
okay. So okay, yeah. Howlova,
yeah.
like
When
a
I'm
slight
outside,
germaphobe. Yeah,
yeah,
that makes
yeah,
sense. That makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm at home or like I know I'm in a clean place, like for example, an American airport, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, fine.
American airport.
But
I mean, I don't know if I could like count an American airport as like being like clean.
well, okay, I wouldn't touch everything inside and be like, oh
Okay.
yeah, so
All
okay.
right. Yeah. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then yeah, what happened again? Okay, I remember. So in geometry, we were learning about symmetry, right?
Mhm.
And then we were on Desmos, and then and then there was this one half of like an alien, and we had to draw the other half. So I drew the other half, then I drew handsome Squidward on the side, and my teacher was presenting it, and she showed it on screen, and I started laughing, and she said that I was very creative.
Bro, I wish my geometry class was this fun. Every single time, I swear to God, geometry is the worst class. Every single day.
Literally,
Every
it's
single
so
day, I
boring.
hope it gets better. I just hope it gets like a tiny, tiny bit better. Every day I have like a little bit of hope in my eyes, but once I walk in,
Seriously.
I know, oh, this is not gonna be fun at all. I
Here's
swear.
the Dude, here's the thing. Why I like my geometry teacher. Like, she actually like enjoys teaching, and like she's a good teacher. Like, she's actually helped me multiple times, and she's chill, right?
Mhm.
But I just don't like geometry in general because it's just so boring.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I kind of like geometry because like, oh, it's kind of interesting, like how like the
Yeah.
shapes and all that. But
Uh
like my
huh.
teacher sucks. Like,
Yeah. Where are
yeah,
you learning it?
that's how I could like put it bluntly. My teacher sucks. I mean, I feel like the only reason why he's there is because his parents wanted him to be a teacher, and he's just like, okay, I'll be a teacher, and that's it.
Dude,
He seems so depressed, and he's worked at the school for like a really long time. I'm surprised he hasn't
oh
quit.
my. Oh my gosh. Dude, that just reminds me. I think I told you about this in one talk. I remember I had a summer vacation teacher because it was required, and then she became a math teacher in order to rebel against to rebel her mom, because her mom was an English teacher.
Hmm. Wait,
Like,
okay,
and she's
okay. Oh wait, I think it just clicked into my mind what you said. Yeah, so to
what
go against
else?
him. Okay, go ahead.
Go against her own. That's what she said. That's the only rebellious thing she did in her life was just become a math teacher. That's kind of sad. Not gonna
It
lie.
kind of is. I mean, the biggest rebellious thing I've took part in. I've told you this. What was this one time in middle school? So it was fifth period. Oh no, okay, fourth period lunch, fifth period.
You
We
want
had the
food?
yeah, we had the same teacher for fourth period and then fifth period. And so the
Mhm.
teacher decided to be like, all right, you guys are talking too much on all these things. We're gonna keep you in it for the entirety of lunch, for basically the entirety of lunch, and you'll get like 10 minutes. And so, that happens, and we get out, and there's only like 10 minutes of lunch left, and nobody gets food. So, since our next period is the same class but a different subject, we go in, we learn nothing because everyone there was just like begging for food. Everybody there was like chanting, "We want food! We want food!" Banging on the
I love
desk
that.
and everything. You're like chanting. I like, I could only imagine how like the other teacher next to us, the next room, felt like hearing us chant, "We want food! We want food!" And I was like, "Oh my lord!"
Did she try to stop you guys? Oh yeah, she's an
No,
old lady.
no, she just kind of waited for it to die down, but it didn't really die down.
I remember. I started a chant as well. So I had choir in sixth grade, and what happened was that we had a substitute because our choir teacher was like helping in a performance. So we went to our teacher, and then after that, so somebody asked, "Are we gonna do karaoke?" And then he was like he said like no, but he was trying to explain it, and I started banging on the desk, I said karaoke, and karaoke. And then after that, everybody started joining in, and he screamed at us to stop. Oh yeah, I
Oh my
remember.
god.
I remember. Oh wait, I don't think I told you this. So one time we were learning Maniac Magi. I don't know if you heard of that story, but we were learning it, and I think it was like talking about like racial stuff.
Mhm.
And then, so my teacher asked, "Okay, where do the white people live?" And then after that, we said the West. And it's like, "Where do the black people live?" But the real answer was supposed to be the East, but somebody said Compton, and we all we died at that.
Bro, I figured out why our choir was horrible, and that's because Ash told me that instead of like actually learning about like choir things like baritone and like all these like other things, all they did was
Mm-hmm.
just karaoke. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, all we did was just karaoke. And I was like, that's it. That was the whole class, and
Wait,
you had to perform like that. I
okay,
was like, no way. Can
okay, just a sec. Okay, you know the teacher we had for world of music, right?
yeah.
So she was a choir teacher in sixth grade. In defense of her, whenever there was choir shows in sixth grade, they were actually decent. Do you agree with that or like no? Like you just didn't
I
know.
don't really know. I don't like really remember like the shows she did, but
Uh huh.
I but still, I mean, just karaoke. I mean, no wonder that. I remember the kid who was in my PE class and had choir, and he came up with a raspy voice when he had his
I
own
know.
solo.
no. Here's the thing, because so that teacher and say like what I remember, like the singers are actually decent, because like our teacher actually knew how to pick up singers.
Yeah.
And the thing is, here's the thing, our teacher, she was actually in sixth grade. She was actually part of the music industry. Yeah, so she like actually worked in the music industry,
Okay.
so she actually knows how to sing.
Well,
And also, she
yeah.
said
Go ahead.
that like she met Whitney Houston, like or something like
That's
that.
cool. Yeah, but okay,
Yeah.
so she's good at like okay, but none of the other like choir teachers I guess are good at picking on students because Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. Oh
exactly.
my
Dude, that's
God.
the thing. After like sixth grade, like after she wasn't the main choir teacher and we had my terrible English teacher, like no, like here's the thing, because my friend told me about this. He was like saying, "Oh, she tries to pick up people with different voice ranges, and she just picks up like terrible voice ranges."
Oh my, why would you like Oh, that's so stupid.
Dude, I remember they were performing. I think they were trying to sing. You know that dramatic song about the moon in Latin? They were trying to sing that song, and then, and then they were like, and they were holding up like a circle thing, and I was like, "What is that? Like, is that flatbread?" And I'm like, "What is that?"
Is that flatbread?
And then I asked one of my friends who was in choir, I'm like, "What is that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's a moon." I'm like, "That's a moon?" I'm like,
How do you mess up like a drawing of the moon so badly? All you gotta do is like draw a circle and like other circles instead of that circle. How do you?
the craters, a little bit of like gray spots and yellow spots. They
How do you
legit look like
it's like okay, maybe okay, but maybe like the lighting was too bright and you couldn't see the pencil. But do it in Sharpie if you can't see that. I'm so stupid.
Dude, remember in seventh grade there was like people twerking. Dude, that's like
Oh
so
my
weird.
god, I
I
remember
hate
that. And I was like
that
part of the
one.
dance thing, and I was like, oh, okay, this
That
dance
was
thing,
so
it's not the best. And then
so
like
bad.
they start doing that, and I'm like, whoa, what the? I had to turn around. I was like, I'm not viewing this. I'm like, no
Dude.
way.
I had to watch that 3 times because all my teachers. I remember Donovan. He came in, and when he came in, he was behind me. And then, as soon as I saw their outfits, I said, "Donovan, this is where they dance and twerk to a musically song." And then, as soon as he heard the boom boom of the musically song, he shoved his head into his sweater, and he did not want to see that. And then after the show was over, I was like, "Hey, Donovan, it's over." It's like, and he finally retreated from his sweater.
Oh my god, but oh my god, the dance teacher used to be so rude a little bit. I'm not gonna lie with you.
Yeah, yeah, to be
Cause I
honest.
remember I was
So
like
here,
viewing it because like I was in like intro to theater and they're like, all right, we're gonna check out this performance, and then okay they show it and the performance is done and they're like, no, don't clap for them, don't clap for them. I'm like, oh my god, and she's like, you guys were not smiling. I did not see a bit of emotion in your face at all, and I'm like, oh
what?
my lord, I was like, oh Jesus
Dude, there
Christ.
are so many people who did not like our dance teacher. The thing is, I was her third favorite, so obviously she didn't. I didn't really care. Like I was a quiet kid, so I didn't even dance. Like the thing is, I was her most favorite kid who did not know how to dance. So yeah, but the thing is, like, dude, I remember. Okay, so we had to do this dance for second semester, right? I don't know. You probably didn't see it. It was like a really bad dance. It lasted for like a minute and like 2 seconds or something, and it was supposed to be like a quote unquote army tribute, and then there was just a
I think I remember that. Oh my god.
yeah, we were wearing like camo. Like one thing had to be camo, and we were like doing a mashup of like "Take Me to Church." Like it was okay. Here's the thing. So it was originally supposed to be a mashup of "Take Me to Church" and "Pray for Me." But the thing is, when we were rehearsing, so apparently our teacher said, "Oh, you guys aren't trying," and then we're like, "What?" And then we were like doing it, and then she like said, "Oh, sorry guys, we're not doing "Paid for Me. We're just gonna do Take Me to Church." And everybody started getting mad. I didn't care. I'm like, "This is shorter. I can do less." So the thing is, they were blaming the guys. I'm like, why are you blaming them? Like all the girls were blaming the guys. Like the girls were the only people who really cared, and they were blaming all the guys. They're like, "Oh, you guys weren't trying. You guys weren't doing this move right." And I'm like, "What are you guys on?"
Why do people get so try hard? It's not like it's gonna be like a memorable thing. It's not like it's gonna go down in history or anything like
I
that.
know.
Remember? Oh my God! Remember the yearbook? And like it was like one of the DJ parties or like the lunch parties.
Uh huh.
And it was just like a blurry photo, and it said hashtag music or something like that. And they would like reuse the same photos of that exact dance and like different
It's
places.
so
And
funny.
I was like, what is this photography? I mean, I know it's dark, but come on, really? Music for like a bit of a head and just like nothing else?
That was literally they were doing this on Google Docs, bro.
Were they actually?
No, here's the thing. So there's like a credits page at the end, and they're like our team, and then it just shows people on their Chromebooks on Google Docs.
Oh my God! I mean, at least it was like semi good editing for Google Docs.
They couldn't even spell. They couldn't. The only like
Oh
well-designed
yeah,
page
I remember
was
the.
like
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say this for like a few seconds, but that only well-designed page was the one, like like the yearbook company that they were part. That's the
Oh
only
yeah,
one.
yeah, that was the only well-designed page. It was like a
No,
recap of the year, and it was like an actual.
yeah,
It was like it like came from like an actual newspaper company. There's
yeah.
like
Okay,
okay,
go ahead.
didn't they like mess up like the spelling of San Francisco or something
Yeah,
like
I
that?
know.
Yeah, they
Yes.
did.
Instead of putting a C, they put an S.
Oh my God.
Dude, it was so bad. And you know how like one of our teachers are trans, right?
Uh huh.
Instead of putting their like putting their like actual name, they just put Miss and then the last name. Which
Wait.
I'm just like, this is inconsistent. Because on the staff page they say first and last name, right?
Yeah.
So whatever, some teachers, and then one of my teacher who was trans, like they didn't like put her like her first name.
My
They just put
God.
Miss and then her last name.
They were too afraid to ask her. Oh my God.
It wasn't even that different. Like it was just an A added to her original name.
Oh my God, that's so stupid.
Dude, even our pedo teacher, like he's on the yearbook. Yeah, he looks like a convicted criminal, bro.
Yeah, he looks unhappy in that photo.
Literally a convicted criminal, bro.
I remember when like the news came out about him like getting expelled.
Oh,
You were like, I'm not surprised at all. You had no emotion.
literally,
You were like, oh,
like,
okay.
yeah. And people told me, all of like people in my sixth grade class, they said I predicted the future. I'm like, guys, you should have seen the signs, okay?
Like I'm pretty sure you had more emotion and more shock that it came out. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you knew, and you had like a feeling that I was gonna be like gay in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, dude, this guy's a pedo. Like, I'm not surprised.
Okay, but okay, I think okay the fact that like I was like bi didn't really surprise you or was bi didn't really surprise
Mm-hmm.
you, but the fact that I was dating Ash out of all the people, I think that
Yeah.
surprised you. Yeah,
Yeah, that really surprised me because it was like so unexpected. Because like you got like the thing is like you guys like kind of barely met like maybe like a couple of months, and
yeah,
you guys are like, oh, we're dating now. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah.
And I remember,
Mhm.
and I remember Ash I remember he told me like I think he told you too that he was kind of like because I brought him into like our friend group, and then he was like saying like whenever he was left alone with you, he would leave because he was nervous.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
I joined in like an Instagram call with you, Abby, and Ash immediately just left, and I'm like, oh, it's because I'm Asian, isn't it? It's because I'm Filipino or something stupid like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
should like make up
yeah.
excuses, and they'd be like, "Oh, I gotta go. I
I
gotta go
gotta
do something."
go.
And
I
then I
gotta
was
take
like,
care
"All
of my
right,
dog.
yeah, yeah." But yeah,
Wait, what were you saying before?
okay. I was about to like explain. I don't think I explained how I confessed to YouTube. How I like confessed to them, to
Uh
Ash.
huh.
It was kind of crappy. Well, okay,
Or wasn't
okay.
it?
I didn't do a poem like the N Man. Okay, I asked them out normally. All right, we've done
Uh
like a
huh.
tier list of like the best way to like ask. Okay, but I asked
Yeah.
them out normally. I was like in my garage playing drums, because like when I get like nervous, I get like really shaky and I like so I was like on my drums.
Mhm.
I gotta let get that like energy out, and so I
Yeah, the
asked him.
stress.
I asked him, and he was like, "Oh, is you mean as a friend, right?" And I'm like, and they're like, "Oh," and they're like, "Okay, give me a second. I gotta think about
30
this."
minutes later.
40 minutes later, summer heat, dying in my garage. He comes back and he says, "Okay, I guess you like me." And I'm like, I was wondering if you felt the same way. And he's like, "Give me some more time to
Give me
think
another.
about that." And I'm like, "All right, I'll give you," because I'm a very patient man, even though I'm like dying here. And this buddy takes
Uh-huh.
like 10 minutes later, so it's not that like hard. It's not that like challenging. And he's like, "All right, I guess we're a thing now." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." The first
Hmm.
two people to know about it was like Abby and Corey, I guess, because they had to like ask for advice, and that was kind of it. But
Oh, okay.
recently, well, not too recently, a few months ago, I found out that they like started liking me after I cut my
Oh,
hair.
oh my
So I was like,
god.
"Oh, okay, all right, that's cool."
Is that why you like short hair at the end? Because your
Well,
boyfriend
I
likes
wouldn't
it?
say they started liking me, but I guess
Uh
they
huh.
like started catching a little bit of feelings, and they're like, "Oh,"
Uh
they'll
huh.
just brush it off and just like that's it. So
So
that's
that's why you want to keep your hair short?
uh honestly, I don't really like my hair long. Looking back on like old streams, I was like, "Oh, I'm pretty ugly with this long hair," and I'm like, "Oh,
Damn.
I'm gonna keep
Even
it short."
my, gonna be honest with you, even like remember I told you like my mom's thought that I liked you or something like that, and then I was like lying to her that you still had a girlfriend, and then
Oh yeah.
she still started like she still kept shitting us. I'm like, dude, he's a faithful man, and she's like, are you sure? I was like, what?
Oh
And
my
the thing
god.
is, and then she's seen many pictures of you, and then because like you have like these funny faces, I just show it to her because I think it's funny, and then she's just like she says like, oh bro, like that you look terrible with like long hair, and I like showed her a picture of you in short hair, and then he said you look better in short hair. So even my
Honestly,
mom
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with like a majority of the people who are like, "You look better
your
with short
sixth
hair."
grade cut, your sixth grade cut, bro.
My sixth grade cut, honestly, maybe better, maybe better than my long hair.
Dude,
Oh my lord! I was like archiving a bunch of photos from Instagram, and they look super embarrassing because I had this
oh
like really short hair.
my.
I don't know if you like ever like scrolled like past and like seen a bunch of my old stuff, but it
Yeah,
was
I've seen it. I've
cringy.
seen
It was cringy. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't look at my screen and like continue to
Buzz
archive
cut.
this." Yeah, I was practically like that. I just had like a little bit of hair on the top, and it was like shaven on the sides, and I'm like, "Oh my lord!" I was about to like,
Dude, I don't think I told this to anyone, but because the thing is, I remember I had these randomist books on Wattpad, right?
mhm,
And the thing is, on this randomist book, sometimes I just portray. I just like write what happened on my day,
yeah.
or something like that, right? And then sometimes like I vent there, and like there's a bunch of stuff in there. And I was like reading this, and it was like so, my weird dream, and I'm like, okay, so what did I dream about? Apparently, it was so descriptive. I remember. Okay, so it's 6 because I read back on it like a few months ago, and I was reading it, and apparently, so I was sleeping, right?
Mhm.
And then I was at school or something like that. And then I remember I told you that Russian substitute who favorited all the Russian kids.
Yeah.
So apparently I think I got in trouble for having, I don't know, it's like she just took out my phone or something like randomly. I don't know what the reason is. And she was in the office with me, and then she like she somehow like accessed my phone without the password, and she deleted everything. And I was like crying in the dream because she deleted everything on my phone. And then afterward, it was so random. Afterward, she put this is so random. She put Donovan in missing
She what?
persons. She put Donovan in missing persons.
Missing persons?
Even though he wasn't missing, I just come out the door, I see Donovan. After that,
Why'd she put him in missing persons? What do you
I
mean by that? Like, did she like set up flyers saying that this person was missing?
Literally, she like reported that Donovan was missing. It's so random. She doesn't even have him as a student. I just walk out, I see Donovan. I tell Donovan, let's sue her, and we get like a lawsuit or something. And then we're randomly right here in court, and then I have his mom and her lawyers are there, and then my dream ended. And I was like, and I went and looked at my phone. I was like, oh, thank
Oh
God.
my god. Yeah, okay, I'll share like two dreams. I'll share like the lesser weirder one first. I had this dream that I was in my high school, but it was
Mhm.
not my high school. I just immediately assumed, this is my high school. Screw it. And like,
Mhm.
okay, a friend from like from middle school was there, and like the last time we met was like to have like somebody's birthday party. That was
Uh
the last
huh.
time we met, and that was like weeks ago, and like when I had the dream. And I for some reason like had a dream that I was dating her, and I wake up,
Okay.
yeah, and I don't know why, and I wake up and I'm like confused, and I'm like, wait, what happened to me and Ash?
Wait,
Did we break
wait,
up?
what?
What?
Wait, what indicated that you were dating that friend? That you're like holding hands and you saw
Yeah,
him
we
or
were
something?
like holding hands. And that's kind of it.
Oh.
And we barely talk. That's the weird thing too. The only time back we met up like birthday. And I was like, what?
Uh huh.
I guess me and Ash broke up. Whatever. Oh, time to DM them that I love them. And then I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Think back, think back, think back. I didn't. I didn't break up with him. I barely talked to this person. It's all starting to make sense. What happened? Why did I dream this? And okay, so that was the one dream. And the second dream
Mhm.
was a real weird dream.
Mhm.
I've said this story on like stream a few times, but it
Mhm.
was this wet dream. All right.
Oh
Okay. Okay.
no.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
But
go
it's
ahead.
really odd.
Okay.
Like. All right. So okay, it starts off with like me. I'm like running to PE, and I'm like,
Huh?
oh shoot, I forgot my backpack. For some
Uh
reason, I
huh.
need it in PE. So I run
What?
back.
It's
Yeah,
so it's
I run
little and
back.
high.
Yeah, I run back. My locker's already open, but I have to kind of like jump up to it because there's like this kind of like wall in the way. And I just grab it and I just get it and I just start running back. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to PE because I don't think I actually was. And I'm like, I need to go to these other rooms, these extra because you know how like our middle school had like these had the PE court and then like the other room to the side of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was like, all right, I have to go into this room and I open it. It's like a huge. It's kind of like a smallish room. It was like a
Uh
closet,
huh. Uh huh.
and in that classroom, quote unquote, even though it was like a closet,
Uh huh.
Gilbert Gottfried was there. He's like an actor with like this like really distinctive voice, and he had a broom between his legs. And then and he like says, "Oh yeah," or something like that, and like the room starts vibrating, and I felt what he was feeling, even though I was not like, even though I didn't like possess him or anything like that. I just started feeling what he was feeling, and I'm like, okay, and I'm just standing there looking at him. I'm just like, okay, and all of a sudden the dream stops, and I'm like, what was that all about? It was confusing. All right, I gotta use the
Like,
rest.
did it feel? Oh, wait, did it feel good in your dream?
I don't ask that question. It's a really weird
Okay, go
question to ask.
ahead.
Alright, I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Give me like a few minutes.
All right, all right.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
Alright. I had this other dream. I'll
Uh
try
huh.
like telling the true version of it, even though I've like altered it many times to the point where I like forgotten what it was. But
Mhm.
alright, so I was in a call, right? I was in like a VC, and Ben
Mhm.
was there, and like Paul was there too. I think like Paul and I had our cameras on or something like that. And we were just
Mhm.
talking and all that. You know, it was just casual conversation. Then Ben just out of nowhere goes, "Hey, do you guys got any weed?" And we think we think he's joking, so we're like, "Oh, yeah, Ben, we totally no, Ben, we totally don't got weed. No, not at all." And
Mhm.
and I'm and I don't know if like Ben like keeps on asking for weed or just is like getting really desperate, or if like the dream just completely stops and I just wake up. But those were like one of the outcomes. I can't remember what the dream exactly was due to how many times I've altered it and like how long it's been. But that was it. That was the whole dream. There was no like context before and there was nothing else after. And that was it. I was like,
Mm.
all right. So that's how it was.
No, just what did Ben think when you told him about the dream?
He just got really confused. He was like, "All right, okay."
Literally, he looks like the least. He's like least likely to become a drug addict. Like just looking at him, I'm sorry.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he does not look like a drug addict. You look more of a drug addict.
I look like okay. People say I look like I do weed. I'm like, what? I don't at all.
No.
People thought I was like high at like Abby's birthday party or something like that. They're like, you look like a stoner, Diego. I'm like, I do.
The
No.
thing is, you look like a stoner, but since we're friends, like I know for a fact you would not like smoke weed or like drink or anything like that. So yeah.
I probably would drink. I've drunk wine before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I don't want to drink. I'm good.
I've had like a few sips of like my dad's beer because curiosity, and I'm like,
Huh?
this sucks terribly.
I one time accidentally ate chocolate with vodka inside,
Oh
and
yeah.
then yeah, and then I was like, this looks cool, and I ate. I was like, this is garbage, and my mom was like, that's vodka inside. I'm like, what? I'm just like, I didn't feel drunk. I think that's a very low
Yeah,
dosage
it
if
was
it's in
probably yeah.
chocolate. Yeah, so I didn't feel anything, or I don't know. Maybe I should was supposed to get drunk or something. I don't know.
I don't think you're supposed to get drunk on like chocolate at all.
Vodka chocolate. Good high on vodka chocolates.
Get high?
Dude, I remember there was this time. It's such a random thought, but in sixth grade, there's this like one portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the side, and it fell down, and then one of the classmates said Abraham Lincoln, and he picked it up, looked around, and started making out with it. So random. It was so random. Just like what is happening? And
Was like a random kid too?
yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I know all of my classmates in sixth grade, but like, it was just so random. It was like such a random action. Dude, have I told you how many times my history teacher has misgendered me?
No.
So whenever he like says that, he always uses the example. Like for example, he's like, "Oh, imagine if I was Napoleon, or if I was Menelik the Second." And then what happened was that. So he's like, "Oh, so he's gonna," and then I'm like, "He's like, oh, sorry, she," and then I just don't get mad at that point. And oh yeah, I remember there's another time. So he called up like four, like so he including me, two of my friends and another classmate. He said, so we were talking about the Industrial Revolution, and he's like, okay, you guys all look like good farmers. And when we got out of the classroom, he said, hey, yo, he's racist. He said three Mexicans and an Asian as good farmers.
Oh my god.
Literally. What else? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was I remember we used to like pull like the race card for like the stupidest things ever.
I know. You see, I remember Paul. We were in middle in history, and Paul sneezed, and I said racist, and he died laughing in seventh grade. And then one time we were walking out the class, and the door closed on us, and like, dude, the door is racist. He's like, how do you come up with these jokes? like,
And it started coming up again like during like high school. Cause oh my god, okay, I want to say this story. I think I said it before, but okay. So me and my friend, we were like standing by the class, right? She's
uh-huh,
she's black, light skinned, but
uh-huh.
whatever. And like another friend who's also black comes up from like behind and screams, "Hey, on words!" with like a hard R. And like she like says this out loud, and then another another black friend of her looks at her like and her jaw drops. She's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "What the heck?" Like she's black. I mean, I guess
Just
you can say
random.
it. And I was like, "All right." And I saw some other kids like look around and look at her too. And I'm like, okay. And that's like all she said, and they're like, okay. It's just like stupid thing.
Dude, my feet, dude, they hurt so much. Cause today we were playing soccer. Do you have a grass field in your school? I'm assuming you do, right?
Do we have a what?
A grass field or maybe a
Uh,
concrete track
we
field.
we kind of do, but it's like really crappy. So No, 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 no,
Oh
no, no,
no no
no, no,
no!
no, no.
Censor
Okay.
censor that censor that. Like
No, no, no,
like
no. Mine,
middle.
mine is actually terrible. Mine is actually terrible. So like, all right. So all right. I don't really know how to describe this. So okay, it goes from like okay, kind of like outside-ish lunch area, and then you got like kind of past the gate, and then okay, basketball field, basketball courts, lunch area, and then there's like this grassy place. But if you like the grassy place dips down and goes back up, and like
That's
there's
so
just like
weird.
some like I don't know like sewage type system like in the middle
What?
like towards the bottom of the grassy place, and it's like all right, that's cool. Like nobody,
Oh,
people play there though. There's this white kid that does all the time. He plays football with his like other
oh my.
friends. Honestly, he's pretty annoying. I don't really like him because
Well, is it like middle school crappy or better than our middle school's grass field?
it was better. Like our middle school grass field was actually pretty decent, dude. Like they kept it,
Yeah,
they kept
okay.
it clean, they kept it good. Well, not
It
clean,
just
but
barely grew grass.
I mean, uh, I guess so. I mean, there's a little bit of grass, but I don't know. The white kid's kind of annoying. I won't lie.
Okay.
We think he's racist too. So, yeah.
Of course.
He's kind of
And
like
then
okay, go. He,
no,
he,
go ahead, go ahead.
he's kind of like one of those Chads, but he's like a bit like fat a little bit. I don't know how to describe
Oh.
it. But he's like tall and like I don't know, white and like blonde, but he's a little chubby though. I
Oh.
I don't know. It's like all right, this kid's weird. All right, you were saying something though.
So in my high school, we have this really large grass field. It's like 100 yards wide at least. And the thing is, we were playing soccer on it, and dude, it is so tiring. Cause like we're just running. I was like running 100 yards, like back, like front and forward. These kids are kicking the ball so many times. My side is starting to hurt.
I
And
wouldn't
then
I wouldn't even try at that point. But go ahead.
no, here's the thing. My stupid PE teacher, he said in order to get points for participation, you need to kick the ball at least 5 times.
Oh, that
I'm
sucks.
like, and then the thing, I'm like, dude, how is he keeping track of this? He's 60 plus. He thinks coronavirus is a conspiracy. How is he gonna keep doing this? And dude, my feet hurt so much because there's blades of grass in my shoe, and
Oh,
it hurts. And the thing is, my feet are already dry as hell. Like if you scratched it once, white particles would come out. That is how dry my feet is. And on top of that, with the grass particles, like it just hurts my feet. And I
jeez.
remember this one guy. So we played soccer, and he passed it to me, and he was like being very like polite in passing it to me. He's
Mhm.
like, "Here you go," and I missed it, and I was just like, "I'm sorry." And then I remember there's other kid, so he got the ball. He was in the other team, but I was just too lazy to run to him because I was just hurting. My side was hurting. And after that, he was trying to do like some big grand kick, and he missed. I started laughing, so I could. So when we had to like chase after a ball again, I was laughing so hard that I couldn't run, and I was just like dying.
Oh my god, that sounds like it sucks, bro. I would not want to do that.
No, here's the thing, because remember I told you how my teacher is just like, oh, we're gonna dress every day now, right?
Yeah.
So only one day after the weekend, he's just like, "Oh, we gotta revert back to the stupid AD schedule because of the coronavirus being contagious." And just like, dude, I'm like, he's like, "Oh, he says we're gonna do this temporarily." This dude, he is upset at us for something we can't control because the thing is, we don't have a quote unquote actual PE class because of Corona. This dude wants us to run and mask. Like
Oh my
90%, no,
god.
not even, like 90% of us in soccer, we were wearing masks. It was so hard to breathe.
Jesus Christ.
Uh, he's the only, like, every other PE teacher is pretty lenient, But he just likes to make our lives harder. He's just like, oh well, you guys should draw us every day. I'm like, bro. And I remember in the first day of school, he's like projecting onto us. Like he's like bullying us. I'm like, dude, like you. I know you probably suffered through some divorce or a lonely old man, but no need to project onto a bunch of teenagers. And you probably like got rejected in your draft to the Vietnam War, bro. So don't even try.
It sounds
Literally.
so depressing. This that
I
class sounds
know.
terrible.
I know. I don't want to run. Like, here's the thing. I don't mind running. Like, I can definitely run a mile under like 11 minutes. But this dude, he sometimes I'm just like, why do you? He thinks Corona is like a conspiracy theory, like the JFK conspiracy theories
Yet he
on
makes
that
you.
level.
Yet he. Okay, so he thinks it's like a conspiracy theory. Yet he makes you wear masks while running.
I know. Dude, he can barely put on his mask, bro. It's like here's the thing. You know how your mask is supposed to cover your chin, right?
Yeah.
His mask is like a square. It's instead of supposed to be covered, it's like a square. Like he's not fold. It doesn't even look like it's folded. He just slaps it on. It's like time for my job. He literally looks like that. Like every other teacher wears their mask right, but him.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I remember for my P. What did you do for your PE final like last semester?
Last semester we didn't do anything. I think we just like took some tests.
Dude, what my teacher did was just give us motivational quotes and interpret them. That was her final. I'm just like, oh my god. Like, I just did a Winston Churchill, like, quote. I was about to do, like, maybe a Hitler quote or something. I'm like, no, people don't think I'm a Nazi. Like, I would do it as a joke, though.
Oh,
It's
okay. I was
really,
about to be like the Hitler quote. What?
like, I just do it as a joke. It's just like, oh, like, nah, he's gonna think I'm a Nazi. I remember I was talking about the Unabomber with my friend, and then he jumped into the conversation, and he's like, "Oh, who is the Unabomber?" And I said the full name. He's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, dude, this guy looks 60 plus. He definitely know who the Unabomber. He lived through the Unabomber,
Yeah, I
bro.
was like, that's a. If you don't know who the Unabomber is and you're like this old, that's a bit of
Like,
concern. Like
I
you've
know.
probably dropped out mentally through those years, dude. What is up?
Literally, I'd be like, dude, this guy don't know what the Unabomber is. Like,
I'm
seriously.
not buying it, dude. There's no way he does not know.
There's no way. Like, I think he just like thought it was interesting that I was talking about a serial bomber to my friend, and that was it. Like, hopefully he knows because, like, dude, I would lose faith in the old generation.
I would lose faith in just that guy. Old people are kind of cool sometimes, except it's for
Yeah,
racist.
yeah, don't get me wrong, but like. The thing is, I don't know, man. Some old people can be really wholesome, but some old people are like. I remember my grandma threatened me to kick me out of his house, and my brother started laughing with him. Dude, I remember. Did you know like that poll on my Instagram story
Mhm.
with like so like I remember I quoted a poll in the end like did you guys like it? And it literally every one of my friends, even people who don't know me in real life, or all of them said yes. And there's only one person who said no, which was my brother.
Oh,
And the thing is, my friend were talking about it this morning. And the thing is, he was like, "Wait, so that was the 9%, your brother?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then, okay, dude, I remember this morning. So I thought my friend abandoned me because she wasn't showing up for like 10 minutes. So I was talking to my other friend, and he said, and like 5 minutes ago, he was talking about how his dad left him, and he like finds it funny and stuff like that. But 5 minutes later, he's just like, haha, imagine getting abandoned. And I stare at him for 30 seconds, and he's like, oh crap. And we both started laughing.
oh,
And then
good.
what? One time, so we were giving our like math packet, and then the thing is, like the back looked very unstable, and he said, "Dude, this back is gonna leave me faster than my dad left me."
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Wait, did everyone have a friend who said that they were conceived on the back of a 99-cent store or something?
Oh my
I don't
god!
know.
That was Jose! Yeah! That was Jose!
Oh, oh no. What would you think about that? You just could see if you had a 99-cent store.
Oh my god, I felt bad for her, but I started laughing.
What does he think about it?
It was stupid. It was sad a little bit.
I know. Like, dude, like out of all the places, just back when I like on the street or in the car or something like that.
God.
Dude, that sucks. Like, actually, like, if I was gonna see me at a 99-cent store, you know what? I'd be like, this is my destiny. I would become an essentialist. That'd be my philosophy. And I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna work in a 99-cent store. Screw straight A's, man. I'm gonna become a 99-cent store worker.
Jesus Christ. Alright. I remember. Okay, so there's this like, is this Mex? Alright, you know what light skin is, right?
Uh-huh.
Alright. I have like a light skinned friend. And like I have this like other friend. He's like Mexican, but he calls himself self-identified light skin. And so he created a playlist for my light skinned friend, I guess. And he's like, "Oh, here's some like light skin music or something like that for like a joke."
What?
And then like I guess my friend said something like mean about it. And then my
Mhm.
Mexican friend is like, "I'm gonna shoot you," and I started laughing because it
That's
was
so
like,
random.
cause like yeah, out of like nowhere, like they're like calling me racist, and they're like not as racist as this guy saying he's gonna shoot me, and I'm like what? I started laughing. It
Oh
was so
my
stupid.
gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I asked my dad, what's the so I was testing it. I'm like, do you even know what the difference of socialism and communism is? And he said they're the same thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, did you know George Orwell's a socialist?
Oh yes.
Yeah, he is. He believes in democratic socialism.
Oh, alright.
Which, yeah. But the thing is, communism is just more a radical version of like
Yeah.
socialism. I don't know why. I remember, dude. Okay, I'm gonna get canceled for this, but do you remember? Everybody knows epic rap battles of history, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I remember listening to this one, Trump versus Hillary, and then one of the Trump lines was like, "We need more police and less Latinos," and I was like, "Oh no." And then there was like also another line saying we need more casinos as well. And then I remember there was another there was I think yeah, I was thinking about the Obama versus Rick Rodney that. So yeah.
I know that one.
My brother introduced. Have you seen the Hitler versus Darth Vader one?
No.
That dude, first off, like the lines are so good. Like there's like there's I don't know, it's just funny. And I remember Darth Vader. He said, "So many dudes have been with your mother. Who knows? I'm your father." And I'm just like, "Hey, what?"
I,
And
re-
then,
I remember. So, all right, we were in a class and we had to choose a woman we had to present for like our history class, and you could like be with like you could like partner up with somebody, and so I'm like, hey, you should be Obama, and I'll be Barack. You should be Michelle Obama, and I'll be Barack Obama, and I'm like,
huh?
my fellow Americans. That is I, Barack Obama. And I just kept on saying, my fellow Americans, and they're like, say something else, and I'm like, Obamacare or something stupid like that. But all right, so it turns out all right, so the person actually chose Michelle Obama, and I
Huh?
think she said quietly under her breath, and she's gonna be Barack Obama, and I was like some other female friend, and
Uh
then like
huh.
my teacher says, okay, that person's going to be Barack Obama, and we were like, wait a minute, were they actually joking or were they not? Because like my friend who's like Obama, supposed to be Obama, was like, I didn't know like she was joking, so I don't know if I'm actually gonna be Obama or not. But
Oh
I'll
no.
gladly take over the spot
Oh, yeah,
if
why
he is up.
not? Beautiful. Like, any historic figure,
I mean, I guess you have to like choose like a specific one. I guess I don't really know.
you should be Napoleon because you have the height,
Oh no
and
no
you
no!
have.
That's stupid. Yeah, it's supposed to be female. It's supposed to be like a female. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Elizabeth Bathory. Do you know her or no?
No, I don't.
There's a myth where she like took in like multiple like women and killed them. Like I don't know, something like that. Like, but I heard it was like a myth because my friend is like really into like mythology and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, so she apparently said it was like fake. There's just no evidence because a bunch of guys were jealous that she was rich. So yeah. Um, dude, I remember. Oh my gosh, I have dementia. I need to think. Uh, I hate my life. I was thinking of something to say and now I forgot. Hmm.
Rest in peace, dude.
uh, I know. Dude, okay, this is actually very sus. Okay, this is not the thing I was originally about to say, but I'm gonna improvise. But what happened was that I don't know if I told you this, but during in eighth grade, right? And
Yep.
then I was walking to my history class, and then I remember my history teacher. He had this like worksheet about like what ethnicity you were, right? And I said I was like Filipino, right? And then he greeted me at, like before I went to the classroom, and then he told me, "Oh, you're Filipino, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And it was like, "Can you speak Tagalog?" And I'm like, "A little bit." So I think like maybe a week or a few days later, he says, "I love you" to me in Tagalog, and it was so. I'm sorry, that's weird. I'm
That
just
is
gonna say
weird.
that. That is
Like
weird.
I would have if it
Oh,
was like something like "nice to meet you," not "I love you" right on the spot.
yes, that's weird. Yeah, like the second week or third week, it was so weird. And oh, dude, okay, I don't think I told you this. So I remember so these teachers in seventh grade, they were making a joke. Oh no, it was eighth grade. Okay, it was just at my art teacher. Okay, so my art teacher and like a bunch of other teachers, they were making a joke that my history teacher was having a baby. So the thing is, like, it was a joke, right? But like, so my art teacher, she called me up, and I was like one of her favorites, right? So like, she really trusted me and stuff like that. And then she told me that, oh, he's having a baby, and I thought she was like genuine. I actually thought he was having a baby. And the thing is, like, and afterward, she gave me a poster, and then she gave me like a printed like clip art of a baby, and she wanted me to draw it on a poster and then, like, write it on our teacher's last name on the diaper. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I did it. And the thing is, later on, my teacher like confronted our class about it. He probably didn't know it was. I didn't send the poster yet at this point, but he was like saying, "Oh, guys, there's rumors about me having a baby, but I don't have a baby." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh!" And I'm just like, "Dude, these teachers let me into their inside joke," and I felt disrespected mostly. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like, I did not want to. If you told me it was a joke beforehand and you like asked for my consent, oh, do you want to join this joke? Like, I'd be fine. You're asking me, but I didn't know it was a joke. I thought it was to commemorate his newborn, and I was just like, oh no, I don't know. It was very unprofessional. As much as I don't want to use this that word in a podcast, but honestly, I felt pretty disrespected. Not gonna lie.
Rest
Like,
in
and
peace.
I remember I was working on it during math tutoring, and Donner was next to me. I'm like, dude, Donner, look what I have to do, and I gave this giant baby on a poster. He's like, whoa. Oh no, dude, that was a weird experience.
Yeah, that must have been weird. Yeah.
I know. That was. I did not like that. Dude, I remember in sixth grade. So you know how me and Ashley were dance, right? We were dance together.
Who?
Oh no, you did not know that.
Wait, who?
So me and Ashley were in the same dance class in sixth grade.
Hmm.
Okay, so one time we were doing modern dance, and the thing is, the only difference between regular walking and modern walking was that you just don't swing your arms when you're doing the modern way. So then we were walking into the locker room, and Ashley said, "We learned how to walk in the modern way," and then, I don't know why, I just started laughing so hard at that joke. It was so dumb.
We will now walk in
In the
in the
modern
modern
way.
way.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. In sixth grade, a lot of people thought I had Obamacare, and the thing is, I remember we were so apparently we had to learn ballroom dancing, right?
Hmm.
And then I had this one friend because Ashley abandoned me. I'm calling you out right now. Literally, you're watching
He
this,
probably isn't, but
but
okay.
yeah, he abandoned me to dance with another friend. So I had to dance with my other friend. And the thing is, it's so annoying because the thing is, when you're ballroom dancing with the opposite gender, people are like shipping you, and I'm just
Oh.
like, oh no, it's so annoying. But the thing is, I was dancing with him with ballroom dancing, and the thing is. He was so short that I could not twirl under this guy. And I'm just like, dude, you are so short. Let's switch roles. And he's like, okay. And then afterward, so what happened was that I don't know. We were doing ballroom dancing. Our arms are like around our shoulders, and then after that, there's like music playing, and I just randomly tell him I have Obamacare, and he's just like, I knew it. As we were just like ballroom dancing. And I think I remember we were having an argument, and he's like, "I twirl better than you," and I'm just like, "What?" Dude, I was like, dude, I'm too short. You're too short. That's why I can't throw under you.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, yeah, imagine you were there that night, Diego.
I'm gonna stop recording.